Do you feel a lack of desire in your marriage? Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I help strong and successful women who are struggling in lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or be able to move forward without regret. If you like what you hear, I hope you'll subscribe. Two people decide to get married. It means they've chosen each other to spend the rest of their life together. But then, several years into the marriage, what started out as two people being inseparable now becomes incompatible. My name is Sharon Pope. I am a master life coach and a 7-time best-selling author on love and relationships. I help women who are struggling in their lonely and disconnected marriages get the confidence and clarity they need to either fix the struggles in their marriage or lovingly release it without regret. You can go to clarityformymarriage.com to explore if there's a fit for you and I to work together today. So today we're talking about when you have a lack of desire for your partner inside your marriage. And I want to share with you a quick story that I hope will bring you some comfort. Okay, so whenever my husband and I are getting ready to go out to eat, he'll ask me, where do you want to go? What do you have a taste for? The answer is always the same. He knows the answer. It's sushi. I think he's hoping for a different answer. He just never quite gets something new. Because I think I could eat sushi every single day and never get sick of it. But here's why I think that. Because sometimes I'm eating salmon, sometimes it's tuna, sometimes it's grouper, sometimes it's shrimp, sometimes it's fresh, sometimes it's fried, right? I vary it because sushi is sort of a category. But if I was to eat the exact same sushi roll every single day for every single meal, I know I would get sick of it. That makes sense. I know this because years ago I was on this protein shake diet where the only thing that you could eat or consume were chocolate protein shakes 5 times a day. So it was the only thing I ate every single day for weeks on end. And don't get preoccupied with that's a horrible way to lose weight. I know. Stay with me. So I never craved the shakes, right? What that gave me was that food became just fuel to keep my body going, and it wasn't used as a reward for something or because I craved it, right? So whenever I got hungry, I just grabbed a protein shake and chugged it and kept on moving with my life, right? So the other reason I know that we get sick of or we just get disinterested in the things that are very common to us because there is a physiological response in the body. Right? When something is new and interesting and desirable to us, your brain lights up like a pinball machine, and dopamine, the feel-good hormone dopamine, gets released into your body. That feels amazing. And so that's what happens. If you've only been drinking protein shakes or eating the same sushi roll for a year, and someone comes along and hands you, I don't know, steak, you are going to light right up and all that dopamine is going to flood through your body and it's going to feel really great. Here's where I'm going. It's the same thing inside of our marriages because familiarity suppresses desire. So if you have been having sex with the same person in the same way over and over and over again over the course of, I don't know, a decade or two together, eventually you are going to not have that feel-good hormone going through your body anymore because it's just very familiar to you. Now, when I ask my clients, do you love your husband? Many times they'll say yes. They love their husband, but they don't desire him. I mean, almost universally. By the time people find their way to my work, they don't have desire for their husband. And many of them, what they've done is they've taken that as a reason to question their marriage and whether or not it should continue and whether or not they can ever get that desire back again. And so they find it very difficult to open their mind to the fact that desire is supposed to wane a little bit inside of our marriages. It's a physiological response, so you can't control that. And they can't see their way to being able to get that desire back. This is especially true if they have now taken all of their desire and they've pointed that in the direction of an affair partner. And guess what happens, right? Like they get with their affair partner and it's new and it's desirable and it's exciting and it's more than a little dangerous, right? And so we light up like a pinball machine, dopamine gets released, and it all feels amazing, right? And then we associate those good feelings with this affair partner. And for sure, then people can't wrap their minds around, wait a minute, how am I ever supposed to go back into my marriage where everything feels so uninspired? And I don't want to let go of this affair partner, which lights me up and has all those dopamine feel good hormones running through my body, right? They don't say it like that, but they associate it with this person versus this person. Nothing has gone wrong here, but you can't compare those two things because your body is going to have a very different physiological response with something that is new and interesting and desirable and dangerous. And might I offer that even if you decided to end your marriage and go be with your affair partner, I promise you, a few years in of having sex the same way with the same person over the course of years, the dopamine response is not going to be as strong, right? That's how it happens. So what do we do about this? What can we do differently? If it's true, and it is, that the physiological response will wane over time because of the familiarity, then how do we keep it more interesting so that we don't have to resign ourselves to boring, right? So here's 3 things that I'm going to offer to you to do. So you can be seeking out new ways to create new experiences together, right? Travel to a new place, take a cooking class, take up a new hobby together that neither of you are good at or know very well. Like maybe you go golfing together and you take lessons or something like that. Or you travel to a new place. You can also look for ways to create new connection points between the two of you, right? So instead of after dinner, getting the kids to bed, you both numb out in front of the TV where you don't talk to each other and you're probably sitting on opposite ends of the sofa. I call that the divorce sofa. Why don't you go sit out back together and share a glass of wine and catch up on your day? Like find a way to communicate and connect with one another in a new way. And then the last thing I'll offer is that, yeah, you've got to keep it interesting in bed too, right? We've got to try new positions. We've got to create new ways of foreplay. And I would also say we've got to get better at inviting one another to that party, right? We can do better than, hey, you want to fool around? Like, we can do a little better. We can be more creative. But if you want to keep any level of desire sustained, you've got to be very intentional about keeping things new and fresh and not just doing the same thing every single night in the same way. Because what will end up happening is just what I told you about the chocolate protein shake. But it will happen in your sex life to your beloved and inside your relationship. So I really want you to think about this. This is not bad news. This should bring you some comfort that maybe nothing's gone wrong. And maybe things are happening exactly as they should, right? All right, I want to share something really cool with you. I just wrote a new ebook and it's absolutely free to you. It's called 3 Things Your Wife Wants You to Know for Men and the Women Who Love Them. And it's just a fun, cool book that gets at the heart of the matter between men and women in relationships. So I want you to go to 3thingstoknow.com and you can download that book for free. And if you like what you heard on this channel, I hope you'll subscribe. Until next time, take good care.